Oh, okay. Is that how that works?
Okay, so I think we can start the meeting, call the Board of Election meeting for February 16th to order. Can we have roll call, please?
Do I use their titles, Jen, when I call them, or just their names?
I think names are sufficient for now.
Al Whitcomb,
Present?
Sam Milkus,
Present.
Dale Savage.
Present.
Okay, we have time set aside for public comment on the reorganization. Is there any public comment? No one is in. Okay, at this time, I'll turn it over to our solicitor to do the reorganization of the Board of Elections.
Is there a motion to appoint a chair of the 2023 Board of Elections?
I'll move to appoint Al Whitcomb as the chair.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Vote unanimous. Congratulations, Mr. Whitcomb.
Thank you. And then the next nomination is for vice chair. Do we have a motion?
I move for Dale Savage as vice chair.
I second. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Now we need a motion for secretary.
I'll move to appoint Sam Milkus as secretary for this year.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. So that takes care of that. Now we have public comment for any of the rest of our meeting. Is there anybody on board for that? Okay, so we'll move on to the approval of the minutes for the December 22nd meeting. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes? Do
I'll move to approve.
we have a second?
I'll second that.
We have a motion second. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now it's time to talk about the confirmation of procedures for public comment. My thoughts on this, I'll start with that. I've watched some of the other meetings, and it seems like if we had public comment at the beginning, it makes it a little bit better, and that things flow during the meeting itself. So I think if we had public comment at the beginning of the meeting, and if they have something that they want to discuss at one of the later subjects, we can address that from what they've said in public comment. I think that is our best way to do that. And I think probably we should request that it be limited to 3 minutes of public comment per person. Is that something you have done in the past, Stacy? Anybody have any other thoughts on that?
I think that's a good idea. That way it's going to keep the meeting moving without constant interruptions and jumping all over the map.
But we can still address anybody's public comment if they have a concern. One of the subjects, we'll make sure that we address that when we get in without going into more public comment.
Can I just add that I guess the only concern would be if it wasn't apparent from the agenda that we may end up talking about something in particular under one of the agenda
Okay.
items. And I just wonder if the chair at least ought to have the discretion to allow for public comment on any agenda items where that might occur.
Okay. That's probably not a bad idea. It depends how the agenda is set up. I think we should be pretty thorough in our agenda so that we don't have a lot of subjects coming up that aren't covered. But if it does, something comes up, I think that's a good point. We could offer that and still have a 3-minute limit on the conversation. Are we okay with that?
I'm fine. And then maybe at the very least, we can put that on the next meeting's agenda if it's something new.
That's a good point. Okay.
Yeah.
So do we need to move motion on that, or are we just having that as procedure?
I think it's fine if you have a motion to say this is the Board of Elections in 2023 will accept public comment at the outset of its meeting. Public comment will be limited to 3 minutes in duration, and dependent upon whatever exigent circumstances exist, if there's a modification or a development, so to speak, of an agenda topic, that the chair maintains his discretion to reopen the public comment in that instance.
We'll make that in the form of a motion.
So moved.
We have a second.
I'll second
We have a motion second. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Couldn't have done any better than that. Great. Director update.
Just have a couple of things. The mail-in ballot applications, if a voter selects the annual option, we're required every February to mail those voters a application for a mail-in ballot for that year. So we completed that mailing. We mailed out 40,598 applications to the voters in Cumberland County. And they're flying in. So people are filling them out and sending them back. So that happened. And then also our petition circulating time period has started. It began February 14th and it will end March 7th. So this will be quite the busy time for our office with people turning in their petitions. And there was a thought or plan, I guess, at the state level to have quite a few ballot referendums on the municipal primary ballot. None of them have hit they had a certain time frame to advertise and get things out there and get it approved. And apparently, due to timing, we won't have any referendums on this ballot. So that's just an update for you there.
That's probably a good thing.
So that's all I've got.
Okay. Anything else to come before this meeting before we go into executive session? We have a request to go into executive session to discuss pending litigation. Can we have a motion?
I'll move to go into executive session.
We have
Second.
a motion second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we're into executive session. And we're going to discuss pending litigation.
Yes, so when you kick that out of there and then.
Convene our meeting after the executive session, and we're down to other business.
I have an item I'd like to address as part of comment. It was my understanding that our election director agreed to sit on a panel upcoming on April 4th. She was approached by the American Association of University Women. And the panel is basically going to discuss election procedures and May of 2023 ballot issues. I would just like to thank Bethany for her devotion to the county and to the education with the election process throughout all the voters of Cumberland County. So thank you for your service and dedication. And this is going to be in the evening, so it's kind of like on your own time, so to speak, too. So that's something that I appreciate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here. Thanks for.
We don't agree with that. That's good. I also wanted to bring up the fact that all the litigation that this board's been through in the past year or so. We also owe great thanks to our solicitor, who spent, I'm sure, a lot more time than she ever expected.
Yeah, absolutely.
As solicitor for the board of elections. So again, we'd like to thank you also for all your hard work.
Thank you.
Anything else to come before this board? Can we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion second, we adjourn. Thank you all.
Thank you.